You know, no, there was a certain mile mark that we had as society that nobody can run a mile under this time until the first person did it, and the next year over 100 people did it. Great. Because they believed that one person was able to do it, I can do it too. Before that, it lives in the impossible. And this goes through anything
that goes
and
everything.
Everything in existence.
Yeah.
So, just to add some credibility on this point, there's
Thank you. It's been a long time since somebody decided to vouch a point of mine.
Yeah.
Because
the sad part is that people would hear this and deem him insane.
Well, no, it's not. I don't think it's insanity. I think it's sometimes you know the solution to a problem, but you just don't know the mathematics behind it. For example, sometimes you're so good on a math test, you get the answer right, but they dock you points because you didn't show work. I think this is the situation. There's no work being shown. And I think that due to the fact that some of these items are outside the realm of things that we discuss on a regular basis, and they are, in fact, as the name of the show, on a higher level, first of all, people don't understand it. What we don't understand, commonly we fear, and that's how it's always been with race relations, income inequality, especially as it relates to resource management, and even as basic as melatonin management or skin color differentiation. As soon as we find something different, we say, I don't know it, and because I don't know it, I don't like it, and therefore, this is the beauty of it, you're not on my team. Everything in life is a team. You're voting for Brazil to win, you're voting for these teams to win, players are bought and sold on your favorite team, but you want to be part of a team. And that's how our entire civilization and race succeeded. If we did not have teams, we'd be eaten by animals. So just to add more to this, the very first thing that occurred before all things occurred was politics. You see, just myself against the bear or the lion, I'm going to die. So I can't have 100% of that meat, because I'm going to be fodder or food for that bear. However, if I split and I make a plan with Fousey and Lexi and Simi and you, and I say, look, you guys take care, some of you guys take care of the kids, you build the trap, I'm going to go run and make the bear mad, and you stab him in the neck, and then we split all things equally, because you provided security, you provided safety, you provided mission, you provided distraction, and we split it with communications. That's how we became a team and eventually the most superior of the species, supposedly, currently on the planet. So this is some of that backing. And I'm talking too long, but I have to also add credibility to what you said regarding the impossible. Plato, one of the greatest philosophers of our time, created something called the realm of the noumena. In all the possibilities in the world, there is a perfect dimension of all things. So somewhere, not here, exists, as he puts it, the perfect triangle, and the perfect circle, and the perfect square. It can never be here, but somewhere it actually exists outside of this sphere. So this goes to the realm of the possible impossible, which is a very old philosophy that's now backed with new science that gives complete credibility and credence to everything you just said. The floor is yours, Senator.
Okay. What I take from that is, you know, because a lot of the times if somebody, my mind is already racing into thinking because I think so far ahead, and sometimes I lose the moment. So as I'm grasping what you're saying, where the audience is going to get lost and where their judgment is already going to lie. Because like you said, when they don't understand, they fear. When they fear, they try to disprove. When they try to disprove, they leave a hasty negative comment thinking that I have to leave this comment because it proves that I am smarter than what is being said just because I don't understand it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It goes back to the megamind. When I got my idea on about July 15th, 7 days before, and I'm in Australia, I'm declaring to everybody in a studio, I'm going to sell out the Staples Center. It was absurd, you know. There was no way. I was just in a studio in Australia screaming to everybody, I'm gonna sell out the Staples Center. My event is gonna help change the world. Drake is gonna be at my event. I was saying all these things, just, you know, vocalizing it as energy. But because there were so many like-minded individuals in the room, my frequency was being met with somebody else's, who was attached to somebody else's and somebody else's. All of a sudden, there was a group of 15 people now believing in the same thing, sending out the same frequencies, everybody being able to use their talents, their gifts, their abilities, their, you know, their positive affirmations to get us there. 7 days later, literally 7 days later, my event, Hate Dies, Love Arrives, is in collaboration with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. I have 5,800 sold out tickets. I have artists from New York, LA, Bay Area all in backstage waiting to come on stage. I meet Drake the night before, face to face. His team tells me that he's going to be there that night. And it wasn't until somebody called in a bomb threat that my whole event got canceled on my way there. 2 days later, I'm in another meeting with even more people. They say, where do you want to do it next? We apologize to get stopped. I say, the Staples Center. So through that mega mind of everybody believing it when I first put it out there in Australia, it all came to fruition based on what you talked about, what you've been talking about, what you've been talking about, what you've been talking about, and that whole realm of possibility. And, you know, when you say, what I took from you saying, there is that place we'll never get to, my heart immediately goes to, there is a place where there are no wars, there is no poverty, there is no racism, there is no prejudice, there is no bigotry, there is no killings. There's a perfect world that we can live in if we choose to as humans, but we'll never get there because we are our own biggest enemies. You know, we've been put on this earth, and it's as simple as pie as to how you want to make it work. And I don't understand politics. My sister literally lives in politics. I don't understand politics, but what I've always looked at it as an elementary level of living life happily, peacefully, together is not difficult. We choose to divide. We choose to try to divide and conquer. We choose to thrive off of ego rather than selflessness. We choose to judge. We choose to fear. We choose to kill. We choose to do all this. And there are powers that be on top of us, of course, that, you know, I can say these things. I get labeled as a deranged lunatic. You have a president, you know, coming out saying things that are opposing to this message, but a lot of people praise and support, and it causes a division. So it's things that are out of your control, out of your power, but there are consciousnesses here on earth that do see the world that I see, which I'm being led to. I'm sure that world of peace and happiness lives in his mind, his heart, her mind, her heart, her mind, her heart, yours, 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 yours. Now, how do we work together as a people to get there?
Mortality. I want to say I've solved for this. By the way, that Drake guy that you mentioned, he doesn't need an introduction. Everyone knows that guy, right?
Yes.
He's a singer guy, right?
Correct. And everyone thinks I didn't meet him. Everyone thinks I lied. Everyone thinks...
Is he a younger guy?
He's in his early 30s.
Okay.
What I'm saying is...
I was going to say that article that said, what Drake said he didn't meet you, is that fake? I don't...
There are articles you can't believe.
Because I never saw a video of him saying it.
Here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
I, as an individual, in 2 hours, manifested myself being face-to-face with Drake. Instead of taking out my phone to stroke my ego and to prove the people who, even if they saw the picture, would then say it's photoshopped, stood in that moment with God's energy flowing around me, knowing that I just did this within 2 hours. I understand the power of God and the belief that He led my way to get there. The next day, the bomb threat. The next day, you know, Drake's team saying, oh, we had no idea about this, as they should, because he's the biggest entity in the world.
Oh, he's that big?
And,
Who's number one?
and there's a bomb threat. Why attach themselves? But what I saw is even friends of mine twist their own narrative just to use my name in their title in a negative fashion to amass clicks to be able to say, Fousey lied about meeting Drake.
Listen, this is the entertainment business, though.
This is social destruction.
Yeah, that is.
That right
That's
there
their job to do this.
is social destruction.
I'm scratching. I can go on. If you know, you guys brought me here for social destruction.
No, you can. This is social destruction.
No, I know. My life almost ended in 2016 because of social media and social destruction.
How is that?
Yeah, Keemstar.
Because of people who have built their careers on the internet to try to make others look bad, to use their platforms for bad, to push others down while they push their own agendas up. This is what social media is built on nowadays. I can post a video right now on YouTube saying, I believe in a world where we all love each other and there is no racism. I love you all. That video will have just as much dislikes as likes on my channel and just as much people comments telling me, You're clinically insane. You're delusional. You deserve to kill yourself, because they have been trained to. They're mindless sheep who are being led by sheep leaders who don't even know what they're leading for. They've craved this power that social media has given them. I've seen some of these people in real life and seen them on the internet. In real life, they are actual walking sheep in sheep clothing. On the internet, they're actual sheep in lion's clothing. They've convinced themselves that they have power because they get views, they get affirmations through likes, their AdSense dollars go up, and this little circular globe they have created for themselves by being a content creator, they've replaced for their own actual identity. In real life, they're miserable. They're unhappy. They don't have good relationships with their wives and their families. They base all their identity based on how many views they're getting, how many AdSense dollars they're getting, how many likes they're getting. They will do and say anything to get there. I've been there. I've put my values in that. And I've lost myself through that. Now that I have walked away and stepped out of that, people don't even understand what is happening, that they think that I'm the bad guy, not understanding that you don't even understand my message. What are you hating on? But they've listened to and believed somebody else who spewed the message of me being whatever it is they want me to be. They need me to be the bad guy. They need me to be the villain, so they can continue butchering and bartering my name in order to put money in their pocket.